Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Feece School. Today, we'll be talking about how you can persevere, because persevering is important when starting on any project, whether you want to find a job, whether you want to raise kids, whether you want to be an entrepreneur, anything. You gotta learn to persevere and not give up. Here are 5 tips on how you can persevere. Tip number 1 is have a clear vision. If you are on a boat or a plane and you're going somewhere, but you want to have a vacation and have a nice time off, but you don't know where, and you're just going around trying to find new people and you don't know exactly where you're going, you're not going to get as much out of it as someone who wants to, let's say, go to Hawaii and hang out and actually knows what they're going to do. That comes to success as well. If you want to be a filmmaker, know what kind of films you want to make. Know how you want to do it. Know your vision. And if you want to be a writer, know what kind of books you want to write. Know how you're going to do it and what style. Even acting. You got to find what persona, what you want to do as an actor, whether you want to do films, whether you want to do theater. There's a lot that goes into your vision. You gotta also sometimes adjust your vision. Let's say this thing isn't working out. You can either find ways to adjust how you can do it better, or you can just adjust your vision. Let's say you want to be a writer and you want to write horror and kind of scary films, but they don't come off as scary. Maybe you could try new writing material and add some different vision into your writing to make it true to who you are. When I was really young, I wanted to be a filmmaker. And as I got older, I kind of got into music, kind of wanted to be a musician. And I thought, well, I started getting really good gigs. But eventually my bands fell apart. And over time I thought, this isn't who I want to be anymore. I just didn't feel like it was who I was as much. So I learned a new skill, filmmaking, and I had to adjust my vision because I just didn't feel like it was who I was. Sometimes in life, you do hit your vision and you love it. You're feeling great about it, but then you get used to your vision and you get comfortable where you're at, and then you want more. This is called hedonic adaptation, also known as the hedonic treadmill. Now the hedonic adaptation is basically and you feel comfortable where you are and you don't know how to adapt further. You gotta find ways to adapt from where you are to how you could be even better if you get comfortable from where you were at. My second point is deal with obstacles. Let's say you want a business and you have not too much money to start out with and you don't make a lot of money furthermore, and it keeps going and you want to give up, and eventually you can't do it anymore, so you close the doors, for example. Well, how does a business run out of business? How does something end? It's not the fact that they couldn't make enough money. In a lot of cases it is, but it's the fact that someone at one point said this isn't worth it. There's always a way you can persevere. You just gotta think creatively and try new endeavors and try new things and strategies. A lot of people are naysayers, and a lot of people say, oh, you're too old to follow your vision, or you're too young. When I was in I'm still told that I'm young and I can do anything I set my mind to. But that makes me think, well, what about when I turn 30? Like, will people say I'm too old to follow my vision? Where's the middle part? Like, where's the mediocre? You're never too old or too young to keep going at it. We forget that Morgan Freeman didn't start acting until he was 40. It doesn't matter where you're at. All it matters was where you want to go. And sometimes, if you deal with an obstacle, just change your approach. If this isn't working out, think of how you can do it differently. Let's say Netflix it used to deliver movies by mailing them to you. But then they had to change their approach because people could just watch movies online, so they thought, well, why don't we do the same thing? Now that is innovative thinking. Number 3, actually underrated and very important when it comes to not giving up, because you gotta have fun, and that's my 3rd point, have fun. Make sure you love it. Make sure you think about it all the time and you love it. Sometimes when I sleep restlessly, thinking, oh, I want to make this new video, or oh, I want to animate this, that, or the other. That's what you got to find for your passion. You can't just think of it as an obligation. Think of it as an opportunity. I use that line all the time, but it's so true, because if you think about it as I have to do it, it's not fun, then where's the passion at? Build your creative muscle. Having fun and build your creative muscle when it comes to doing your passion. So, for an example, I haven't posted a lot of short films. Our team has been doing a lot of homework and we're kind of behind. We're still working on new films, but it's a slow process. So I thought, how can I still make short films before we post these big films? And I thought, well, I could post short, goofy films. One of the last videos I posted was a goofy film. I just made it was just me, and I consistently posted by doing that. I wrote a list of different types of short films I can do, and I've built my creative muscle, and that's part of having fun. You gotta think of new creative ideas. Step 4 is learn. Now, you can work on these ideas all you want, but if you're not building your learning part of the brain, I'm not a brain biologist, but basically you gotta always learn. You can't just work. For an example, there was a break in between. I'm taking Sierra college classes right now, so when the fall semester ended, I just had Feece Studios to focus on, and it was cool. I had a lot of time to work on it, but over time I didn't feel as inspired to do stuff, and I realized it was because I wasn't working on learning as well as working. Practicing learning can help you think of new ideas for your own projects, and it will inspire you as well to do new things and think of new strategies. Number 5 is dealing with stress. Stress happens to everybody. We all get stressed and angry and sad, but the thing is to learn how to deal with it and control. We all have emotions, but you gotta learn to control your emotions. Now, a great way to practice this is exercise, getting vitamin D, going on walks, getting out there. Diet is very important. If you have a lot of sugar in your diet, you're gonna get tired. If you have a lot of coffee, you're gonna get wired. That's something I have to worry about. You gotta find the diet that works for you. That's also important. Take deep breaths when you feel stressed. If you feel lightheaded or anxious or whatever it is, take deep breaths. You gotta learn to calm yourself. Okay, so that is it for Feece School, and this is how to persevere. My 5 points: have a clear vision, deal with obstacles, have fun, learn, and dealing with stress. If you want to see more videos, subscribe. I love making these videos, and I hope you love watching them and they get inspired. Anyways, have a great day, and I'm out of here.